Hey, it's Ken Kreitzer for Talking Business, and today we're going to talk engineering and why it's an important field of study for students to consider STEM education, growing leaps and bounds in many different occupations. And we're going to hear about the Tri-State Engineering Expo that's going to be in Westchester on March 30th at White Plains High School. And to tell us all about it is Michael Troise, who is a senior engineering designer at McLaren, a division of KCI. Michael, good to see you today. Thanks for a few minutes.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Great. Michael, tell us a little bit about this event. McLaren has sponsored this for about 20 years, and it draws several thousand students, parents, educators, colleges, engineering groups to White Plains High School on a Sunday in the spring, and it's March 30th this year. Tell us a little bit about the event.
Yeah, so it's a really fantastic event. It allows students, as young as probably middle school age, all the way up through high school seniors to come and learn a little bit more about the business side of the world. We've got countless businesses will show up and they can interact with professionals in the industry and learn a little bit more about the different sectors of engineering to kind of pique their interest. And then we also have a lot of colleges attend. We had over 30 premier universities show up last year to give students an opportunity to talk to admissions counselors, sometimes professors, um, just to get a sense of what it's like to study one of these programs. As you noted, McLaren's been sponsoring this event for probably 20 plus years now, which is really neat for me. I'm actually a graduate of White Plains High School, and I was able to take some engineering courses at White Plains during my time there, and I even attended this expo. And so now I've come full circle. I'm working in the industry, so it's really cool to now be a part of actually planning this event for future generations.
No, it's terrific. Now, it's a wonderful format. You've got an exhibit hall with, as you said, 30 plus colleges, including several of the service academies. West Point had several cadets there last year. And then you've got demonstrations. You've got some of the robotics clubs in the area and the Girl Scouts. Showing some of their projects and then some great um, panel discussion. Tell us about some more about what makes this such a wonderful event for students to attend.
Yeah, so as you highlighted, we do sprawl quite a bit of the White Plains campus. We have a whole section for student robotics teams to come and display their projects, talk to students, get them excited. Maybe if they're not quite in the age range yet where they are a part of the group, get them excited to eventually join these robotics groups. As you noted, we've got the two gyms set up as kind of an exhibit hall with those companies and universities that I spoke about before. And then, yeah, I mean, one of the really great things is throughout the day, we run panel discussions where we've got a mix of some kind of pre-planned questions for our panelists to answer, as well as open it up to an open Q&A for people in the room. Some of these are dedicated to young professionals in the industry. Last year, I got to speak on a young professionals panel. We have one specifically for females in engineering, so that they can hear that perspective. And so it's a really great opportunity to sit in a room and ask the questions to those of us who, pretty recently have gone through the study of engineering and are now working full time in the workforce.
Well, tell us a little bit about how you got interested. You said you attended the Tri-State Engineering Expo when you were in high school, and tell us a little bit about how you got interested in your career and your educational path.
Absolutely. I mean, I took a little bit of an unconventional route. As a kid, I was really interested in roller coasters and roller coaster design. And so I did a lot of research into, okay, well, what would it take to go do that for a living? How do I go be the next guy that designs roller coasters? And so I've, through my time and if we go back into the high school, it was, oh, clearly there's a lot of math, science, engineering involved. And I was fortunate at White Plains High School, they were starting to offer some engineering coursework. This is where I got introduced to some of the really great principles of engineering. And then in turn got introduced to the Engineering Expo, which was conveniently held at White Plains High School and had an opportunity to attend and really gain a little bit more insight into the industry, interact with companies like McLaren, which is kind of neat to come full circle now that I'm working for the organization, a company that I've seen right here in the tri-state area for my entire life. And then moving, past that high school stage, I went on to college and got my both my bachelor's, my master's in mechanical engineering, and now I work, as I noted before, for McLaren, a division of KCI, and I work for our entertainment division. So we engineer show action equipment for theme parks. We do large scale concert tours, Broadway shows, anything that you can consider a live event or live production, we'll get involved in, which is pretty neat.
Well, that's terrific. Now, tell us a little bit about your college experience and learning about mechanical engineering.
Absolutely. So, in high school, I looked into a variety of schools, many of which were going to be attending this expo, which is great to see. Um, I ultimately decided on Rochester Institute of
Yeah.
Technology, or RIT, in Rochester, New York. Just felt like a great fit for me. I really enjoyed the campus when I toured. Um, but they're a school that attends this expo, so it's great that they're a part of it. I know in the past they've even reached out to prospective students in the area here to garner excitement and get people out to the expo to meet their team. But yeah, college was really great. I learned a lot. I met a lot of great people. Talking before about my love of theme park attractions and that line of work. I actually worked with a team of students in college to start a student organization for that love of theme parks and theme park design and development. And that club has actually gone on to birth many. We now have countless alumni from the club who are now working as engineers and entertain in a variety of entertainment fields, whether that's Disney, the Universal parks, some of the ride manufacturers that exist out there. But it was really neat to go off to college and, really learn the in-depth math and science that goes on to making the world of engineering happen. And Expo is a great place to start and do that and to really get that excitement going.
Okay, I got to ask you a question. I didn't learn until somewhat recently. Tell us the difference between civil engineering and mechanical engineering.
Ooh, there are a lot of differences, I'm sure. For me, the easiest way to boil it down, again, my background's in mechanical engineering. So the simplest way to put it, a lot of times in mechanical engineering, you got a lot of moving parts and pieces,
Yeah.
machine design, robotics, things of that nature. Civil engineering has a lot of subsets within it. Some of the ones that people think of more commonly are road design, bridge design, big structures, think skyscrapers, that kind of thing. But there's even things like wastewater management. I think a lot of times when people think of civil engineering, you kind of think of non-moving structures or static structures, as we would call it. The forces on the objects kind of self-resolve and they don't move the way they would in the mechanical world. So that's a very simplified way to put it, but a good overview.
Oh, yeah, that's how I kind of learned about the differences. Mechanical is everything that moves, and civil is things that stay in place.
Absolutely.
Uh, and obviously many other types of engineering. I do some work at West Point, and they have majors such as chemical, electrical systems, and they're even starting aeronautical engineering. Why is this a good field for students to consider to focus their study on?
Well, I mean, first of all, there's so many opportunities in engineering. We just talked very briefly about the difference between mechanical and civil, but you could go on to do electrical, software, computer. There are so many subsets of what we call engineering that I think it allows a lot of people a lot of opportunity to find something that fits for them. Engineering is obviously a great skill set. It leads to really good career opportunities. Financially, it makes sense. And really, the engineering world's not going anywhere. There are certainly things over time in engineering, as there is going to be with any career, where things like artificial intelligence, uh, may shift and change the way our industry works, but you're never going to fully replace engineers. And I think we're very valuable in the workforce.
Absolutely. Michael, thank you so much for telling us a little bit about the day. When you attended, what was the best thing about attending the Tri-State Engineering Expo?
Oh man, hard to pick one, but really it, it's neat to be in a room where everybody else is as excited as you are about these potential careers. It's a really great opportunity. I think when I attended, I was closer towards getting ready for college. It's a really great opportunity to kind of go to a close to home a career fair sort of or fair where you start to think about what college you want to go to and get a sense of from those interpersonal interactions with the college staff of what school might be the right choice for you. And then really learning about all those different subsets. We briefly just touched on mechanical versus civil, but there's so much more than I could ever touch on this one call. And so having an opportunity to go stand in front of some professionals and ask the questions that you have about your career in engineering is invaluable. And so
That's
we
great.
really hope we see as many students as possible come attend this great event. We've been working hard on planning it for the last several months and super excited for the day to come.
Great job by McLaren division of KCI now, and all the volunteers that put this together. And it's going to be on March 30th this year at White Plains High School. And to find out more information and to register, most importantly, you want to register, and that could be for schools, trade groups, colleges, and of course students. Most importantly. That's who this is all for. You can register at beinganengineer.org, beinganengineer.org. And Michael, thank you. And we'll look forward to seeing you March 30th at White Plains High School, the Tri-State Engineering Expo.
Yep, looking forward to seeing everybody. Thank you very much.
Great. And it's Ken Kreitzer for Talking Business. Thanks for watching.